Honestly, this is just typical of Tyler Thompson full drive adventures. Oh, we're just going to a waterfall. It's just up over this gully, babe. Like, it's just a shortcut. 4 hours later. Classic. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Hey, Kai, you should go in the fairy trees.
Oh, what the hell? Fairy trees.
After an awesome night's camp in the Great Otway National Park, we started making our way out of there, back towards the Great Ocean Road. The plan for today was to check out some of those iconic areas, the 12 Apostles, Loch Ard Gorge and Gibson Steps. We had one last site we wanted to check out in the Great Otway National Park before we left it for this trip, and that was the Otway Treetop Walk.
That's the bakery.
Fairy bread bakery.
Well, there's the Tooth Fairy's sunbaking spot down there.
It's a beautiful little rainforest there, massive trees and creeks flowing through it.
Alright, tell everyone what we're doing.
We're on the Treetop Walk, which is on the ground.
The Treetop Walk begins.
You got a boardwalk that takes you up through the top of the trees and you get spectacular views all around you.
We're at the Otway Treetop Walk, having a walk through the trees. You can either do zip line tours where you're on the zip line between all the trees, or you can just do the boardwalk up over the top.
They got heaps of cool little things there for the kids to check out, heaps of decorations and little mini buildings they've built along the walk.
Look how big the tower is, Kai.
Whoa.
We're all the way at the top of the tower.
Yeah.
And you can see all the boardwalks down there below.
What boardwalk are we taking again?
Oh, sorry.
It's wobbling.
Whoa.
Whoa, it's wobbling.
Why? Why does it wobble?
We spent a couple of hours there walking around, taking it in, and then we headed for Gibson Steps.
I thought you were gonna. I actually thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna scare me, but I was like, okay, you know
What's your initial thoughts?
Gorgeous.
We finally made it right down the bottom on the Great Ocean Road. We walked down, put up at Gibson Steps and walked down Gibson Steps, and walking up the beach here to check out the Apostles. So cool here, it's got these massive cliffs all around you and then the ocean and these big rocks out of there. We scored some great weather here today, it's so nice. The temperature's perfect, there's a little bit of wind but not too much.
Gibson Steps was an unreal spot. I'd definitely recommend doing that over the 12 Apostles, which is only about a K up over the road. Much less people. It's just a much better experience being able to walk down along the beach, along the sand, next to the ocean there. After Gibson Steps, we drove the K or 2 up the road to check out the main 12 Apostles area. And there's just an insane amount of people there. So many people. There's a massive car park out the back where you park, and then you walk back underneath the road through to the main lookout area, and you just kind of stand up the top there and have a look at the 12 Apostles all around you. It is cool, but just very touristy and packed.
All these places are really close. So we started at Gibson Steps, drove about a k up the road to 12 Apostles, and now we've come up to Loch Ard Gorge. All these places are insanely busy. The Gibson Steps, 12 Apostles and Loch Ard Gorge. So many cars and people here. They're all really close to each other, but it's only Gibson Steps, another k to 12 Apostles, and another 3 or 4 k's down the road to Loch Ard Gorge, all on this cliff face here. Yeah, we got the whole place to ourselves. That's amazing. How good is this car? No one here. Really busy. It was still one of our favourite stops along the Great Ocean Road strip there. Such an amazing place. We spent 2 or 3 hours there relaxing in the sun, had a couple of swims. The water was actually surprisingly warm. Who's ready for a swim? Oh, incoming wave. So nice, Daddy. How's swimming at Loch Ard Gorge, Kai? What does everyone think of Loch Ard Gorge? Cool. After that Loch Ard Gorge, we hung out there for a couple of hours. Really nice there with so many people. And then we kind of kept coming along this road. There's a couple of little turn-offs down on the tracks, and then there's no one here. Gives you a good view out of all these cliffs and that. All this coastline along here is just so incredible.
I've got a feeling that I'm onto something. Wings growing on my back, and the best that I feel.
There's another little stop. Sparks, look out! You walk out onto this little cliff face out there. So cool. So amazing up here. Kai's had enough. He's decided to sit up in the car. He's had enough for the day. Just walk out this little cliff, and then you stand out in the end. You just see everything all around you.
I've got a feeling that I'm onto something. Wings growing on my back, and the best that I feel when I think back and I check myself.
Log on.
Log on.
After that lookout, we came through to Port Campbell, grabbed a bit of dinner here, having a bit of dinner on the beach, and then we're going to head through to a secret camp spot that a local told me about. It's about half hour or so from here. Going to head through there and hopefully find a spot for the night tonight. Kayla provided us with some couple of chips for dinner.
Yeah, only like a couple of few, like maybe about like 50.
And Kai got pretty burnt today, and so did I. And Kayla didn't because she doesn't burn. We all agreed that Port Campbell was actually our favourite little town we visited on this trip. It was beautiful there. After having dinner there, we were back on the road, trying to get to camp before the sun went down. Great stretch of coastline along here after Port Campbell. Heaps of cool places to check out. We didn't really have time to stop. We had to try and get to camp. We made it to our camp, I think. I don't know, we found a spot here to ourselves down 4-wheel drive track. Up on the cliff, it's a bit windy, but it's a beautiful spot here. The sun's kind of just gone down. Good spot. Set up.
Wings growing on my back, and the best that I feel when I think back and I check myself in the mirror now. Rain comes next to my eyes, laughing without a doubt.
amazing spot up here. Feels like you're on a different world. You're just going on this bare cliff face. You can't see anyone or anything all around you. And then you're just up on these cliffs, you got the ocean all around you. It's hardly any wind this morning, there's a bit of cloud. Hopefully it clears up a bit. A local told me about this spot. He said it's a bit of a local secret. Not many people know about it. It's more for fishermen and things like that. So I won't give away where it is. He said not to tell everyone. We packed up camp, and before heading off, we decided to explore a little bit further. It's a cool area around those cliff faces there. You can drive right along them for several kilometres. There's a few low range tracks to explore and heaps of different campsites along there. Some of those campsites have incredible views out over the ocean and surrounding cliffs. You couldn't drive down onto the beach, but there was a couple of places where you could walk down onto it. After cruising around there for a little while, we headed off and made our way all the way through to the town of Portland, and there we booked into a caravan park for the night. From where we camped last night, we drove all the way through to Portland, stocked up on some fuel, groceries, all those things. We're staying at a caravan park tonight back in town. Need to do a heap of washing, showers, all that stuff. I think we got another 4 or 5 nights on this trip before we get home. So we're just relaxing here tonight. And then not too far out of town, you can drive on Portland sand dunes, but you need a sand flag, which I don't have, so I'm going to try and organise that in the morning if I can. You also need to get a permit to drive on those sand dunes as well. So I'm hoping to organise both of that in the morning, then we go for a drive at the Portland sand dunes tomorrow. It's really nice down here this afternoon, just having a drink down the water at the bay, and there's a heap of parks here. Kai's playing a made a quick dash out of Nelson Lighthouse to see the sunset from out here and have a bit of a look around. Are you serious?
What?
There's a barricade there.
Oh.
Super nice out here. Hopefully the sun comes out of those clouds a little bit. Yeah, you got all these, when you come out here, you got all these massive wind turbines or whatever they're called all through this area. We haven't actually seen any sunsets really over the ocean yet. As we were driving yesterday, we did see that sunset. We didn't really stop and have a look at it. So that's why we ducked out here today, but I'm not sure how much we'll see. So the sun will come out at all. Well, that sunset was a dismal fail, but still cool. There's a seal. There's a seal swimming around down there, so we're watching that for a while. We're on our way out to the dunes now. We just stopped at Cape Bridgewater on the way out. Check out some blowholes here and the petrified forest, they call it. Which are these cool rock formations at the cliffs. Wow.
Wow.
We've seen it. Let's go. We made it through to the sand dunes, probably about, well, maybe about half hour from Portland, and then you turn off at the Swan Lake Mount Richmond sign, and then it's maybe about 10 minutes on dirt roads to get down the start of the dunes here. Pretty excited to go driving on the dunes. Picked ourselves up a 4 metre length material at the hardware shop, and then just going to tie a bright shirt or something up on the top. I'll just tape it onto the bonnet. That way we've got a big sand flag. You must have a sand flag to go on these dunes. No flag, no entry. We'll tie this, we'll set this flag up on the bull bar, and I'm also going to air the tyres down, air them right down, probably go down to maybe 14 to start with, because it's hot, dry, and go down from there if I need to. I was speaking to the guy at the hardware shop. He comes out here all the time, and he said they normally go down to about 10 as soon as they get here. He said it is pretty soft. I got this $8 pole from the hardware shop, and then I'm going to tie and tape this big blue bag on, and then I'm going to also tape it onto the bonnet, and then we'll tape this thing up on the top. It needs to be strong and flexible like this. The stick could just break.
That's easier with the 25, isn't it?
Alright, we got our flag tied on there with about 30 metres of no, not that much, about 10 metres of tape. I think I put way too much tape down the bottom there, but I didn't want it to fall off.
10 metres.
Now we're down the tyres.
That's a grasshopper.
Just going straight down about 12, 13, and if I need to go more I can. After setting up the sand flag and airing down, we started heading out towards the dunes. I was actually so excited to get out there and do some dune driving. I've done heaps of beach driving and some little dune tracks, but never really been out in a massive dune system like this. To get out into the dunes, you got this big, soft, steep sand climb straight up, which is probably a good thing, because if you can't get up that, then you're better off not going out there. Now that sand flag I made was just a big 4 metre length of conduit. I picked it up from the hardware shop in town that morning. Only cost me $8. Used a heap of tape to strap it on the bonnet, and then all you need to do is tie a colourful shirt or bag or something onto the top of it. Obviously you can get proper sand flags that you mount onto the front of your car, but being that it was so last minute I couldn't get anything in town, and this is fine as a temporary measure. The idea being that as you're cresting a dune, you'll see an oncoming vehicle much sooner with the big sand flag hanging up above it. That way you're much less likely to have any crashes out here. We started cruising through the dunes, having a look around and explore, seeing what we could find. It's pretty much just a massive maze of tracks and dunes that you can make your way through. We never actually saw anyone else out here, and being that it was a Monday morning, we didn't think we would. So cool from up here, some massive dunes. I think we're the only ones out here today. Haven't really seen any fresh wheel tracks. The sand flag's leaning a bit. That doesn't really matter, it's still doing its job, and as I said, I don't think there's anyone else out here. I tried 3rd gear low range to get up that hill, then it wouldn't work, so I went 4th gear low range. That gave me enough speed to get up it.
Hit the gas one more time, and I'll break you. When you hit the gas one more time, I'll break you.
Those big ascents and descents up and down the dunes can be so much fun, but they definitely can get a little bit intimidating at times. It feels like you're dropping off the side of the earth going off some of them. We came down this steep one, and then I decided to have a crack at getting back up it. I tried 3rd first, that didn't work.
I gave it another go in 4th, still couldn't get to the top. I reckon I just need a little bit more speed. But I didn't worry about it. It was nearly lunchtime. We decided to pull up at the bottom of that dune there, relax for a while and have some lunch. And another thing I will say, when you're trying to get up the top of those big steep dunes and you don't make it, make sure you just bring your car straight back down. Don't try and turn to the side, left or right. That is when you will get yourself in a bad situation. If you don't make it, make sure you just come straight back down the way you came up. So much fun out here in the dunes. I feel like it'd be pretty easy to get lost out here. We're just kind of driving around. But I know the entrance is back that way, a couple of k's. I'm going to set up here and have a little bit of lunch. It's quite hot today, so set up the awning, get some shade, just chill here for a little while, and then we'll have a bit more of a drive around. No, you can. I'm pretty sure there's one way you can drive down to the beach, but I haven't actually seen it yet. I don't know how to get down to the beach. We'll try and find that after.
Hit the gas one more time, I'll break you.
Where we're from on the New South Wales mid-north coast, just so many beaches you can drive on. We live in a really lucky area. And while Victoria is amazing, unfortunately you can't really drive on any of the beaches in Victoria or the sand dune systems. Portland Sand Dunes is actually the only place in Victoria where you can legally drive on coastal sand dunes. Now there's only one access track in and out of the place, so you have to come out where you came in. Once you get out there, it's maybe about 20-25 kilometres, just a massive stretch of dune system that you can drive on. So the area is run by Portland Dune Buggy Club, and if you want to go driving out there, you do have to get in contact with them, and you do have to make sure you have that sand flag. You're not allowed to camp out in the actual dunes, but there is a good camping ground just before the access track.
We seem to have found our way down onto the beach. I don't know, it says there's one track which takes you down to the beach. I couldn't really find it for ages, but then we saw a well-worn track through the dunes and it comes down onto the beach here. You're not actually allowed to drive up or down the beach. You can just come for a park if you want to have a fish or a swim or something, and then you just got to head straight back up. We're going to have a look around here for a minute, head back up, and then we're going to head out of here.
The sand down on the beach was super soft, and coming back up that track really required some momentum. For this soft sand driving, especially on your hills, I stick to low range, switching back and forth between 2nd, 3rd and 4th mostly. And then when you're back on your big open stretches and the sand isn't too bad, you can go back to high range. That low range is when you need that little bit of extra power. Biggest thing with sand driving is those tyre pressures. Keep those tyre pressures down nice and low, and then you're much less likely to have problems. I see people all the time driving absolutely flat on beaches, thinking they need momentum and keep that speed up, otherwise they're going to get bogged. As long as you got your tyre pressures right, you don't. You can go as slow as you want. When you require momentum is when you need to get up those steep sand dunes. That's when you do require speed. But on those flat bits, you don't need speed to keep going through the sand.
Made it back off. So much fun out there. It's a good afternoon. Really windy, but still good. We're the only ones out there. I never saw anyone else out there. The sand flag worked perfectly. Nothing that half a roll of tape won't hold on. We'll take the sand flag off, air up the tyres, and we're going to start heading towards tonight's camp, nearby National Park, Glenelg National Park or something. I think we're going to head there, and there's apparently a few nice river campsites. Around this Lower Glenelg National Park, Glenelg, I don't know, something, no idea. We're just driving down track now, trying to find a camp on the river somewhere. We got a tree across the track here. My car won't fit under it with everything on the roof, and even without stuff on the roof, probably nearly scraped that roof rack anyway, so I'm just going to clear that off.
What did you do?
That's it, so out.
What happened?
Kayla got the chainsaw stuck in the tree.
What do you mean?
There you go, wrap that around the tree.
Wrap it around.
Actually, wait, wrong one.
Why didn't you know it was going to get stuck?
Just being an idiot.
Just want me to catch the tree.
So I got the chainsaw stuck in the tree, meaning I'll have to winch the tree out of the way. Chainsaw's out. The way I see it is we cleared the track and we got a couple bits of firewood as well.
We just arrived at camp, just came off the main road. Spot told us to by just a local guy. Pretty nice spot.
Pritchard's camp
Pritchard's camp.
in the Lower Glenelg National Park.
Got the river
Down there.
just down there. Got a nice picnic table there. Got Malachi there. Malachi. And Tyler Thompson there.
And we got our firewood. And we got the whole place to ourselves. And we cleared a track coming in here.
Just gonna set up a bit of camp here, make a bit of dinner.
I'm gonna unpack the wood, light the fire, set up the swags while you guys sit around and do nothing.
I've got a feeling that I'm onto something. Wings growing on my back, and the bliss that I feel when I think back and I check myself in the mirror. Rain comes next to my eyes, laughing without a doubt.
Back here, so I'm on camera for a sec. And now we've come up to Loch Ard Gorge.
Loch Ard Gorge.
And now we come up to Loch Ard Gorge.
And now we've come up. Vlog.
It's pretty nice down here this afternoon. It's really nice down here this afternoon, just having a drink down the water at the bay. Then there's a heap of parks here, Kai's playing at.
What? What?
Anything you want to say for yourself?
I didn't do anything.
No, anything you want to say about today?
Oh, what was the last thing you said?
It's nice down here and Kai's playing at the park.
Oh. Today was also nice because I got to have a shower. And I got a coffee. Best day ever. And I got a cafe lunch.
And you got a low tide almond latte.
No, I didn't.